Are you buying and selling cryptos on the same laptop that you're using to browse the internet, read your email, and visit social media sites? If so, you're exposing your cryptos to theft. Whenever you're online, you're at risk of getting hacked and having your identity stolen. How would you feel if someone stole all of your cryptos? What would that do to your finances? Guard your cryptos with a safe and secure laptop from CALIX Solutions. Each laptop is set up just for you and your cryptos, and then we walk you through exactly how it works. Don't risk the security of your cryptos. Order a crypto laptop from CALIX Solutions now to secure your crypto future. Learn more at calixsolutions.io.
And then I told that officer, "You can kiss my ass," and then he arrested me. What's up, Patrick? How are you?
Again. All right. How are you?
Again. Yeah. Oh, I'm doing great, brother. It's actually getting nice here in Arnold, Missouri. I don't even refer to us actually living in near St. Louis no more, because
one of the murder capitals of the country.
Oh yeah, we are kicking ass and taking names at actually being a shithole.
Oh well, and then you throw the STD Crown on top of that.
Whoa, we now hold the STD Crown.
We've always been in the top three. Always been in the top three.
Oh,
salute! Yeah,
the hookers down on Broadway look healthy, so I don't know. Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, Todd saying try Memphis. No, thank you.
No, that's okay.
Thank you. Yeah, Memphis, Detroit, Chicago, and St. Louis. Just, yeah, the Quad Cities of sin.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And Chicago, I mean, in the old days, Chicago, hell, really, all of them, except maybe Memphis. Right? Memphis has always been a little iffy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But Chicago, St. Louis, up in Michigan, Detroit, you know, at one point, now mind you, they had shit areas. That's every city. But I mean, now the whole city is shitty.
Oh, yeah.
It breaks my heart to see the areas I grew up in, which were, I mean, we're talking Holly Hills and Grand. I mean, they weren't rich, but they were good, solid class houses, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I freaking go there now, and a lot of the houses are no longer occupied, and they're run down, and the grass is long, and just looks like shit. But I digress. All right, welcome to the show, everyone. Sorry for the walk down oh shit memory lane, and yeah, it's we're trying to make America great again, and St. Louis is just refusing. They're like, nope, we don't want any of that productivity shit here, you know.
Yeah.
that whole lower the crime rate, yeah, we're not into that. We're all about burning shit down. That's how you really fix it. But what can you do? So, Patrick, we are at, let me check prices right now, I think.
They're 1039 is where I saw.
That's where we're at 103,896 or something like that.
Yeah.
We're right there. Now, I want to show you this video I found, and hopefully you found yours.
I did.
Good. All right. Let me share this real quick. This is the newest Tesla robot. And this is after 2 weeks of AI training.
Oh my.
Hell
That's crazy. Wow.
And really, what's really fucking crazy is he's only partially black. He's mostly white, but yet he can boogie like a boogie woogie should be boogied.
Yeah. All right.
Now, pull up what you have, which is the complete opposite. Not really the opposite. Explain what we're going to see here, brother.
This is a robot in China. Technicians working on it, and it goes out of control. And this is the bad side of robots.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah. This is why we don't want robots to entertain us.
Now, I don't want to be the one who brings this up, but did you notice how the robot was black?
Oh, Jesus.
And using karate chops in China. There is so much racial overtone in this fucking video. It's a black robot throwing Chinese chops.
Yeah. Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Oh God, if someone would put that together, have that song playing while everybody was kung fu fighting. Oh my God. So they'll either be really good dancers or kick the shit out of you while you're sleeping.
I think the latter. Well, maybe both.
Maybe both. They might be entertaining and kick the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Well, I do not. I think that we should make it illegal for Chinese robots in America. Think about it. If you're going to invade a country, why not sell them the robots that are going to beat the shit out of them while they sleep?
I agree.
Made in America, brother.
I don't think the robot should be anything more than the Roomba, or there's one that cuts your lawn. That's it. Nothing more.
No. The robot that cuts your grass is Jose. And
Hose B.
Oh, Hose B actually cuts yours. Okay. Boy, it's going to be a tough day today.
I did see somebody made that reference on someplace on Facebook. I saw it. His brother Hose B. I was like, the joke's out.
That's just asking for trouble. But it's basically what I am trying to say here is we labor-wise, we are in, I don't know if we're in trouble or if this is just what happens with all of the jobs. Because if that Tesla robot can actually do that, it can swing a hammer. And it don't even need a hammer. Put a nail gun where it had a hand, and you're off. You have a carpenter. And that, right, the reason I use the example of a house building carpenter is because it is, you have to walk walls, you have to have balance, you have to align, you have to adjust as you frame and all that. It's very detailed. And if one of those things learns how to build a house and you have like 4 or 5 of those son of a bitches on a house, your labor hours per house drop at least in half, especially if you were using union, then they drop probably 3/4 because union guys will milk the shit out of a clock. It's in their program.
Oh yeah. Bitcoin dollar had a great response.
Right, I don't see it.
Number 6 from the bottom.
Amish robots. Oh, yeah. What are the others who are like the Amish?
Mennonites.
Yes. Which ones? I wouldn't say worse, but which one is less technological?
Amish.
Oh, okay. So the Mennonites, that's who I usually see at, I guess, like a quick trip or something like that, and they're all actually piling out of a huge van.
Yeah. And they fly.
They fly?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. So they're basically just really, really unfashionable Catholics.
Oh no. No.
I'm just giving you shit, Patrick.
I know you are, but no, I'm not taking that. I'm not taking that. Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. So it's, what do you think happens labor-wise if that thing learned that well in 2 weeks of training? What happens in a year? What happens with labor jobs?
Well, first of all, I'd go back to the whole thing about the workforce. Who's the guy that did the series about jobs, worst jobs?
I love that. He was an opera singer.
Yeah, he was. Was.
God, what was his?
Begins with an R. I think it begins with an R. Anyway.
Oh yeah, Row. Boy, look at Bitcoin dollar just coming out swinging this morning.
Yeah. I in about an hour I'd switch to decaf there. He had an article. Yeah, good for you. he had an article where he said he's very discouraged in what he's seeing in the workforce, and it's not so much that these guys aren't getting a job. They're people that have skills that aren't even looking for jobs. That they're just, I'm done. Now, I think with this administration, they're going to find that getting on the gravy train is going to be rather difficult.
Yeah, there's a lot less fucking gravy out there.
Yeah. So there's going to be a hard reality that bites them. But when we look at a transition from what was the university funnel, where people were going to college because, and now they're finding out that getting that the loan, and that you're not going to be able to pay back that loan because you're working for a history company or you're a social worker, and you might be making $30,000 a year.
That's a great point. Kelly has a friend who is a social worker, and she has been a social worker probably 25, maybe 30 years. And she only makes like $40,000 or $45,000 after that long of and the shits she has seen.
Oh yeah. It's terrorizing.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. But and my point is that the alternative there is skilled labor, electrician, plumber, welder, you name it. And those jobs are available. You're done, certified in 2 years. You have no debt, and you're making $70,000, $80,000 a year.
I have a friend, and she is one of our clients. She's a traveling welder.
Yeah. And she's hell on wheels.
Yes, she hunts, she shoots shit, she cleans it, she cooks it, and I don't know exactly how much she makes, but I would say well over $100 an hour.
Oh yeah.
Now, mind you, she's good. I mean, she ain't no average welder. I mean, she can weld anything, and her welds are solid.
She's doing pipelines, right? And if you're on a pipeline, you're gonna be good.
Yeah, and it's and I think I've actually said this in the past. I have a friend who, I think it was his brother was an underwater welder out here on the river.
Yeah.
That guy, when I was young, was fucking making like $120 an hour underwater welding.
Well, I have a few years on you, and it was 200 if you're in the ocean.
Really?
Oh yeah.
200 an hour. We're getting paid now.
Gosh, I can't even begin to imagine what that is. But that is also extremely dangerous for a number of reasons.
Well, that's why you make so much, because you don't live long enough to actually cash the paycheck.
Yeah.
It's like, thanks for working, Bob. Just one more shift, you'll be fine. Hold your breath. Yeah, I have a friend who is a union plumber here in St. Louis. And while I was in town, because we're a group of older people now, so all we do is sit and bitch about everything.
Including getting older.
Exactly. And and he was explaining. Now, mind you, he's high up. You know, he ain't really kind of like digging down in the dirt no more. But he's flat out. We cannot hire enough people. He was like, his shop is over off of Telegraph. And he's like, those houses are reaching the age where they have to replace a lot of the old cast iron mains and all that shit.
Yep. Yeah.
And he's like, every job is at least probably a 3 to 4 day job of just getting it done. And he said he could hire probably 15 people right now like that. And that would get them kind of right where they need to be. But he was like, no one's applying. He was like, and what's really crazy, no one's signing up at the union hall. Because when I was younger, that's how I got my union job, was I went down to the union hall over on Hampton, and I actually signed up, and they're like, all right, here's a list of who's hiring carpenters and blah, blah, blah. And the first place I went to hired me. They're like, yep, come on. And he's like, no one's at the union hall even on the list anymore. He was like, they don't do that. Well, I think it's online now, but they aren't actually getting no applicants.
Yeah.
Which is frightening. We'll have robots out there digging fucking ditches and putting in piping.
Oh, yeah.
But, c'est la vie. What can you do?
That's correct.
So, I wonder, do you think the implementation of robots will lower the price of services?
Oh, no.
No.
There'll be some justification, like maintenance and upkeep of the robots.
Oh, yeah.
There might be some. I mean, if you think about it, there won't be the litigation associated with
insurance is going to go way the fuck down.
Yeah.
There ain't going to be no workers' comp shit.
Right. So there'll be some savings there. It possibly could. It could. Yeah. The more I think about it, but I also know that this was back in Jesus. We got married in the early 80s. There was a drought. Both chicken and beef prices went up, and those prices never came down.
No.
The drought ended, and those prices never came down. I can't see a significant drop in prices. I can see hey, we're not raising our prices response, but
yeah,
the willingness to share isn't really there. It's until somebody's knees buckle and they go, yeah, we'll get market share by dropping our price significantly, and do it. That's when there'll be a shift, but I don't think it's going to be across the board.
I think that's actually what's going to happen is you'll have these large places. Hell, I don't know. God, what's that place here in St. Louis? What do you call it? Clayco?
Yes.
Yeah. They will have competition by a smaller place that will just buy a ton of robots and then go, okay, we will do it for half. And then what the hell's Clayco going to do? Because they're union. So the union will.
We can look at, you're right. But we can look at where the markets where robots have already been assimilated, and that would be auto manufacturing. And I haven't seen the price of cars coming down.
No.
I mean, if you look at the production line and the use of robots is significant there. It's only gone up. And you talk about EVs. EVs are insane.
Well, do you think that's more of a reflection of inflation and not really labor? Because if you look at like when you were a kid, because that's like horse and buggy shit, but when you were about 80 back in 1972, then a brand new car, a nice brand new car, was maybe what like $4,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
And if you look at the purchasing price of the dollar at that point, then you add in inflation since then. Have prices really risen, or is it mostly inflationary rate?
No, prices have risen. And you know, if you look at the fact that we were on the gold standard then, and that changed the dynamic of pricing and cost of goods astronomically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at the 70s. I guess that fucked everything up in the 70s.
Yeah. But so I think probably the better bellwether is to begin the comparison in maybe the mid 80s.
Yeah.
And we're probably looking at low teens at that point in terms of car prices.
Yeah.
And now it's 3 times that.
Yeah. Houses are also.
Oh, everything. Yeah. Yes, you're right. So I don't. Yeah. But they never say. You never hear the comment come out of GM. Well, we're not increasing the price of automobiles this year because we have robots.
Yeah. In fact, next year, our cars will be cheaper than they were this year.
Yeah. A tire doctor has a great point. He says UAW. Unions are never given anything back.
No. Nope.
They are never given anything.
And they're never happy. Never.
Well, you can take it, and this is disproportionate, but look at athletes and the salaries that athletes are getting now. And a lot of that is because of the players' unions. These guys do not go back. And the agents are pushing them for more and more and more in anticipation of what future clients, players, are going to be asking for and earning, which these guys get a percentage of. So it's a game of millionaires fighting with billionaires as they play a game. And
Yep. If I recall correctly, Joe Montana was the first football player to ever make more than $1 million a year. Is that right?
It sounds right.
Yeah, and hell, back then it was like $1 million to play football. What the hell?
Yeah.
And look at it now.
Oh, it's
Like,
insane. It's
that's
insane.
that's probably like league minimum.
Oh, and there's some guy out in Boston who's complaining. He's a third baseman. He's complaining about the fact that he's not getting the playing time that he wants. He's making over $300 million over an 11-year period in a contract. So he's making $30 million a year.
And he's not working.
He's a DH. He's been DHing lately. He was a third baseman. They made a move where they picked up a better defensive third baseman. And so this guy's pulling splinters out of his backside, waiting to bat. And he's making 30 plus a year and complaining about it. But that's not the point that he's complaining about it. He's making that much money a year. Well,
yeah. I mean, I played Little League. I played a little high school baseball, but that didn't last long. I played high school football, and I loved that. And I can't even imagine. I mean, look at every year when they do the NFL draft. As soon as your name is fucking called, you're a millionaire.
Except for Sadur Sanders. Do you know?
Not quite his father.
Yeah, he got picked on day 4, I believe. We picked a Pope faster than we picked Sadur Sanders.
That's because he doesn't have the work ethic that his dad had.
No, he's entitled. He's entitled.
His friggin' dad. And for those of you who don't know who in the fuck Barry Sanders is, you better Google that shit.
It's Dion.
I'm sorry, Deion Sanders.
Right, but you're right. Barry was another one. Barry, what a talent.
It's these guys were the most physically fit, and they practiced their craft every day. Yeah. And there wasn't no, I accidentally hit my toe on a little bit of turf and horse shit like that. Who was it who actually played with a broken arm? Wasn't that Brett Favre? Was it his arm or his hand?
He may have. There were a few players that have done that, and a lot of them go back well before the 70s. There were guys back in the 50s and 60s that had played with broken legs and broken arms. So those were the Warriors. Those were the guys.
If you really want to see Warriors, look at the pre-70s hockey players.
Oh, absolutely.
Those guys were fucking psychopaths.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no wonder they drank so much. Yeah, they weren't wearing – some goalies weren't wearing masks in the 70s.
Yeah, and you had a hockey puck.
Vulcanized rubber.
Exact. That was cut. If it hit you in the noodle, you are sucking your fucking dinner out of a straw for the rest of your life.
Oh yeah. I got hit with one, and I had a concussion as a result of it. Yeah, it wasn't good.
They were crazy. But that was, and there was a guy in the early 80s. He was the last player to not wear a helmet in hockey. And I'm trying to remember his name, and he finally retired. Maybe it was late 70s, early 80s.
It was into the 80s. So you were grandfathered in. You didn't have to wear a helmet if you didn't want to.
Yeah, and he was the last one. And I'm like, man, oh man, you got balls this big around. If you're willing to go out there and slap a puck around and they wonder why they didn't have teeth. Half of them got knocked out.
Still, I mean, that's still going
sluggers.
on.
Yeah.
That's still going on. Guys are spitting chiclets all over the ice. Yeah.
Hockey. Hockey and rugby.
Yeah, I agree.
You and I have actually talked about rugby.
Yeah.
That's a whole different fucking, especially Australian rugby.
Australian rules football is a completely different game. Yes. Yeah. That's a morph of rugby and football. It's
those are Neanderthals.
Yeah.
Out there just clubbing each other.
Oh yeah.
Well, I guess we should talk about cryptos a little bit.
Yeah, I have something I want to go over. We're going to send out an email today. We've had a number of folks saying that they've been contacted by scammers who are saying they are from CALIX Solutions. And this, I had a guy yesterday that I spoke with who told me about, he's in the middle and he did something he knows he shouldn't have done. He's in the middle of talking to this guy who said that he was Austin and that he wanted to set up a Zoom call. So he had him go to zoom.com and download the application. So he downloads the application and the guy's telling him that he's trying to help him set up his computer so that we can communicate as a smaller community and share ideas with one another. Yeah. And so he's in the middle of getting this set up and he sees the cursor move and he suddenly recalls me having said, never turn over control of your laptop to anybody. And he freaked out and he was like, what do I do? What do I do? And somebody chimed in, turn off the Wi-Fi. So he shut off the Wi-Fi and then he turned off the computer. And this guy lost control of the laptop and tried to call him and he hung up the phone and said the guy tried to call him up a couple of times and he wasn't having it. He knew he was being scammed. Thankfully, nothing happened. He didn't lose anything, but we have to get the word out again that this is. And then I spoke to a woman who said, "I got a call at 9:00 at night," and first of all, that made me suspicious. And the guy said that he was from Kaix Solutions, and that he was Austin.
Boy, Austin, you're working late lately.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what she said. That tipped her off. 9:00 at night. Nope, these guys aren't making these calls then. And Austin asked, well, where she asked Austin where Patrick and Ben were, and the guy said, well, they're not here. Patrick's on vacation with his girlfriend. Yeah. And
boy, don't tell his wife.
And Ben got a call. Well, I told her last night. I said, you'll never guess what I did lately. I went on vacation with my girlfriend, and she went, "What?" So I told her the story. She got a good laugh. But she knew that this was bogus and hung up on the guy. Yeah. So this all in the common theme, and I've had a couple of other folks contact me saying, hey, I saw you called last night. And I write back and tell them, nope, that wasn't us. That's a scammer. The common theme is twofold. If you speak with them, which you should not do, if you see our number, 702-845-8276, CALIX Solutions, Patrick or Ben Semchi's name show up on that across your cell phone, don't answer it, because we'll leave a message. If I'm calling, and I'm the one that will call, I will leave a message. I will not call you unless you've called me. But this guy's calling saying, we need to set up a Zoom call. You need to put Zoom on your CALIX laptop. We don't put Zoom on CALIX laptops for a reason. That's a means of access.
China.
Yeah, it's a means of accessing and taking control of a laptop, and that's not something that you should ever do. The other thing that's consistent here is that everybody who's been contacted has a Caleb and Brown account. We sent out an email about 2 years ago saying Caleb and Brown has been breached. And in that breach, they got a hold of everybody's data. And one of the fields on there is an affiliation with Kaix Solutions, because that's where you came from. You were asked, or there was a link that we had provided that went over there, and on that record that Caleb and Brown has, it identifies that Kaix Solutions is where you came in from. It doesn't matter if you never really set up the account, but if you went there and filled out the information on their website, that's part of the data that was taken. So these guys are calling, they're emailing, and then they're concocting this tale of, well, we're with Kaix Solutions and we're here to help you. So there's an email that we're going to be putting out today, letting the rest of the world know that this has taken place. So I just wanted to make that situation known to everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
So here's the gist of it. Kaix Solutions is not going to call you. If someone calls you and it shows up on your phone as Kaix Solutions, do not answer it. If somebody sends you an email and says, hey, we're from Kaix Solutions, here, click this link and we'll clean your computer for free, erase it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our job is to not be in your computer. Our job is to protect your computer, not get into it. That's why we ship it with a seal. We ship it with all this, what not to do. And the thing is everyone who calls us and like, oh, I think this happened. They have broken 3 to 4 to 5 rules of what not to do. So what I suggest is everybody take the list of what not to do and keep it in your laptop. So when you open it, there's the list of what not to do. So it reminds you, oh, is this call really Patrick? Is this really Kaix Solutions? Is this really Austin? Plus, if you know Austin, he's not much of a talker. So if someone calls you pretending to be Austin and he's very smooth and elegant and blah, 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 Austin is an IT guy. You ask him a question and he basically answers it with ones and zeros. Austin is not.
He chuckled. He chuckled. I heard him chuckle.
Yeah. He answers you in binary. All right. So he sounds like R2D2. And so please, guys, this is for your own safety. All right. All right. Patrick and I have a show here in about an hour and some change for our Kaix Solutions customers. Can you give us a little hint of what we will be going over on the Kaix Solutions show?
We're going to be talking about a couple of things that have risen to the forefront with respect to government involvement in cryptos. Coinbase on the rise as a financial organization, as a business, has just made some history in terms of being included on a indices, stock indices.
Yes.
Some legislative issues. One state has vetoed a couple of bills that would have allowed them to create crypto reserves. I wonder why.
Here's a great idea. What if the screensaver that we actually put on the laptop, what if it is what not to do list?
Yeah, we'll take a look at that.
Well, yeah, Jimmy, we'll take a look at it, smart ass. Love you. Flanagan, I love you. You know that.
No, it makes sense. I just don't know what's involved with that. So, fair observation.
How can people watch the episode?
Sign up for a subscription using your crypto or your Liberty laptop account. You can go into the portal and subscribe to either one of the two opportunities that are available there. On a weekly basis, we have a show on Wednesdays, and we will email you a link to that show. If you can't make that show, then you're going to be able to look in the archives and watch that show if you want. There's a bunch of other information too about some kidnapping attempts that have been made by of people in crypto. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that's going to be on this show. Country over in Europe is seizing some of the Bybit Bitcoin that was or crypto that was hacked by the $1.4 trillion or billion dollars. So a lot of stuff to go over today. Oh, and something for Ledger, folks.
Oh, yes. Always something for Ledger and Trezor. All right, guys and gals, everyone have a great day. And I'm so glad we got to talk so much about the Bitcoin today. Because as the headline says, you should buy Bitcoin because it's no longer a choice. It's a must. And here's why. And I think this whole episode, we really explained why the Bitcoin is the choice. That and hockey. All right. There we go.
And robots.
And robots. Buy Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Have a great day. Thanks for watching.
All right. Bye-bye. Oh, hang on a second. What do I do here? I'm such a professional.
Introducing the Liberty Laptop, your gateway to online anonymity. Engineered with your privacy in mind, the Liberty Laptop comes equipped with cutting-edge security features, ensuring that your data remains yours and yours alone. No more worries about your personal information being shared without consent. Say goodbye to prying eyes and third-party snoops. Enjoy your online freedom with advanced privacy settings, protecting your every digital move, all at your fingertips. With the Liberty Laptop, you control what others see and don't see. We customize your privacy settings and let only what matters most to you be shared. No more concerns about unwarranted surveillance. We put the power back in your hands. No unwanted access through the laptop's camera and microphone. Powered by the latest technology, the Liberty laptop ensures performance while respecting your personal boundaries. The Liberty laptop. Your control. Your privacy. Your world. Visit CALIXsolutions.io to experience true personal freedom today.